5 years ago, I worked for a company that repaired cell phone towers. Most jobs were normal: drive somewhere, climb a tower, fix equipment, and go home. One job still bothers me though, because I still don't know what happened, and I'm not sure I want to. It started with the service request from a tiny town, a really tiny town, the kind with one gas station and one church, not much else. The strange thing was that every communication tower in the area had gone offline at the exact same time. Not one tower, all of them. No cell service, no internet, no emergency radio, nothing. The outage had already lasted 3 days. Nobody could figure out why, so my company sent me. The drive took almost 4 hours. The farther I went, the emptier everything became. Fewer houses, fewer cars, fewer people. Eventually, I stopped seeing traffic altogether. Then I reached the tower, and immediately something felt wrong. Nobody was outside, not a single person. No kids, no workers, no dogs, nothing. The streets weren't abandoned, cars were parked everywhere. People clearly lived there, but nobody was outside. I stopped at the gas station. The lights were on, the doors were open, but nobody was inside. The coffee machine was still running, and a radio was playing quietly. Even half a sandwich sat on the counter, like somebody had just walked away. I called my supervisor. No signal. Of course. That was the whole reason I was there. So I headed towards the first tower. It stood on a hill overlooking the town. And from up there, I got my first good look at everything. The town wasn't empty. People were there, hundreds of them, standing in their yards, standing on sidewalks, standing in parking lots. Just standing. Every single person was facing the same direction, toward the forest north of town. I remember laughing nervously because it looked ridiculous, like some kind of prank. Then one of them moved. Not towards me, towards the forest. Slowly, very slowly. Then another, and another, and another. Within seconds, every person in town was walking toward the trees. Nobody spoke, nobody ran, nobody looked around. They just walked. I watched until they disappeared beneath the tree line. Then the town became completely empty. Again. I decided right then that I was leaving. Forget the towers. Forget the job. I wanted out. But when I got back to my truck, it wouldn't start. The battery was dead. Perfect. I sat there for almost 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do. Then I heard something. A loud speaker. The sound echoed across town, crackling, broken, like in an old emergency broadcast. At first, I couldn't understand it. Then I heard the words clearly: remain indoors after sunset. The message repeated again and again and again. Then it changed. They are looking for movement. I froze. The loudspeaker clicked off. Silence returned, and the sun was already going down. I found a small motel near the edge of town. Nobody was working there either. The front desk sat empty. So I grabbed a room key from behind the counter and locked myself inside. As darkness fell, the power went out. Every light in town disappeared. Not one house remained lit. The entire town became black. Then I noticed something outside. Lights. Far beyond the town. Deep in the forest. Hundreds of lights. Moving. At first I thought they were flashlights, but they were too high and too steady, like floating stars drifting between the trees. They slowly moved closer. Then I realized something. The lights weren't moving towards town. The lights were already inside town. They were moving through the streets, looking, searching. My heart nearly stopped. One of them passed outside my motel window, just a single pale light, floating 6 feet above the ground. Nobody underneath, no person holding it, nothing, just a light. It paused outside my room and stayed there for nearly a minute. I didn't move. I barely breathed. Finally, it drifted away. I didn't sleep that night. Just before sunrise, the lights vanished. And when daylight returned, the townspeople came back. All of them, walking out of the forest, quietly, calmly, like nothing had happened. I packed my things immediately. Before leaving, I stopped an older man and asked what was going on. He stared at me for several seconds. Then he asked, "You stayed?" I said yes. His face went pale. Then he whispered, "They saw you." I asked what he meant, but he walked away. I left town 10 minutes later. When I got back to the office, I started researching the place. And that's when I found something strange. The town didn't officially exist anymore. According to state records, it had been abandoned in 1987. Population? 0. No residents. No businesses. No active addresses. Nothing. I drove back a month later. I needed answers. The road was still there. The forest was still there. But the town was gone. Every building, every house, every street, gone. Like it had never existed at all. Only one thing remained. A faded metal sign half buried in the weeds. It read, "Sunset warning. Do not let the light see you."